Hello all my beautiful sisters from those other misters. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about makeup brushes. Get excited. I know some of you love it when I do brush videos. Today I am going to be talking about just one brand. I'm going to be talking about, as you know from reading the title and seeing the thumbnail, Rephr Brushes. So I first did a video about this brand back in June of 2019, which feels like a lifetime ago. And I wanted to do a follow-up video pretty much all year, and I just never got around to it. So here we are over a year later talking about Rephr brushes. But I'm gonna say it's a good time for me to do it for two reasons. One, they have a massive holiday sale going on, which is good for you guys. But two, I have been able to try every single brush that they have available from their range, and I have been able to use them for a long time. So I've got those feels. I know exactly how I feel about all of these brushes. First, I'm going to talk about two sets that they've put together for the holiday season. They have these heavily discounted, so if you're interested in the brushes that are like in these sets, it's a really good deal. I'm going to start with this guy. This is the holiday set. When you purchase it, you get this makeup brush holder. It opens up like so, and inside you will find 3 brushes. These travel cases are great for travel. They're really sturdy. Your brushes aren't going to get jacked up in there. And when you've got natural hair brushes, you do have to be pretty careful actually not to sort of get the bristles sort of bent in any way for a long period, because they're natural hairs and it will like crimp the fibers, and you won't be able to get it out unless you wash the brush and basically reset it. So those cases, very handy, and you get one of them with the holiday set. Like I said, you'll find 3 brushes in the holiday set. There is the 23 brush. This is an itty bitty pencil brush, and this is fantastic for anyone who has small eyes and likes to do like detail tight work without blending things out with, you know, bigger brushes. I'm just gonna find, I've got all of my Rephr brushes here. Okay, I want to find some to like, you know, show you a comparison. So this is their other pencil brush. It's the number 3. So you can see the size difference there. I would say it is, oh God, it's less than half the size of it. So you can really do like tiny little detail jobs with it. I like to use this when I just want to create the tiniest little shadow underneath my lower lash line when I've sort of blocked everything out with concealer and foundation. I also like to use it on my inner corner when I'm trying to apply the tiniest, subtlest little highlight, and I particularly like it for creating a soft smoky wing. Because it's small, you have so much more control as to what you would with this. This you would create like a bigger smoky wing. This is really controlled. So I love that little brush. It's fantastic. The next brush in the set is the number 24. So this is, I would say that this would be really good for like cream products. Go in with your foundation, your cream contour, your cream bronze, your cream blush. There are some similar brushes in their range. So this one here is the 24 that we're talking about. This one is the number 5. You can see there, they look quite similar. The number 5 is a bit longer, but also it's not as dense. So this one would be, you know, better for powders, whereas this one is good for blending out something that needs a bit more of a robust brush to sort of blend things out and smooth out your lines and stuff like that. And the last brush in the set is this bad boy, which is absolutely stunning. It is very appropriately numbered 25. It's the Christmas brush. Now, if we compare this to the 24, which is the other brush in the set, you can see the very clear difference there. They are very different. Now, if you already have a large Rephr collection, you might think that this looks similar to the number 6, or also known as the number 11. So these are the brushes here. And essentially they're basically the same brush, but this one is new and improved. The differences here are the way that the brush is constructed and the density of the hairs. So the number 6 is not as dense as the number 25. It doesn't really affect like their softness or anything like that. You just have a denser brush with the 25. So there you go. And it's definitely Rephr's longest hair brush in their range. It's gorgeous. And of course you would use this to set your face with powder. You could use it to bronze. You can even use it to softly apply blush. You could use it on your body. Basically anywhere where you want to do a big job that's sort of soft and diffused. This is the tool that you want. So this set, including the brush holder, is on sale right now, so you can go to the Rephr website and find it. Now, it retails for $216, but it is on sale for $116, and it is for a limited time, I believe until November 8th. So there's that set, and this little guy's hidden behind its big brother. Before I move on to this next set that I want to talk about, I will mention that they have all 3 of those brushes in the holiday set available individually. They do have 20% off their entire website. I think I mentioned that. So there you go. If you just want one and not the other, or 2 and not the 3rd, you can still get those brushes. Let's move on to the next set that they have available. So this is called the Core Collection. It consists of 5 brushes. You've got 3 eye brushes and 2 face brushes. These brushes again are all available individually as well. Now this collection, the recommended retail price is $168, but it is available for $88. So these guys, let's dig into them. So these are brushes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So they are the first 5 brushes in their range. We'll start with number 1. I would actually put this down as a hybrid of a packing and blending brush. It's like a 2-in-1 brush. So on one angle you have a wide brush, and then if you flip it, it gets a bit thinner. So it's a bit more of a paddle type brush, but because the hairs are fairly long, they get a bit softer towards the tip of the brush, which means you can use it to blend. So you can pick eyeshadow up, pack it on, and then you can just blend in the edges. So it's a bit of like a one and done type of brush. There are more blending brushes in their range. I'll just pick them up here. I'll get into them a bit more as I get deeper into the video. So this is the number 1, and then we have pretty much all of their gorgeous little blending brushes. These guys are all round, so they're like typical blending brushes. You don't have any like flat edges with these ones. So that's the difference there. I would definitely say, like, if you're a minimalist and you want like a single brush, this would, or a single eye brush, this would probably be the one that I would recommend, because it's an all-rounder for doing an eye look. Brush number 2 is a traditional sort of packing brush. When we hold this up to the number 1, you can very clearly see that this is an eyeshadow packing brush, and if I give them a little twist, you can see how it is wide on one end, wide on one angle, and then it gets thinner, as you would expect from an eyeshadow packing brush. I've used this for creams, I've used it for powders, and it's great. It works. Some people argue that you should not use natural hair brushes for cream products, but I think if you respect your brushes and you don't, leave cream product on the brush for weeks and weeks and weeks after you've used it without cleaning it, you're not going to have any issues. The brushes are sound. They're well made. The hairs are of good quality. It will hold up to using a cream product. Just don't leave it like caked on there for weeks. Wash it after you use it. Next brush in the Core Collection is the number 3 brush, which I did compare earlier to the 23 brush. So it is the larger of the pencil brushes in the range. Fantastic for detail work. The structure is good. The hairs are really soft. I find that sometimes the the hard thing about pencil brushes is if the hairs aren't very soft and they're not cut well, you go in to like smudge something and the hairs will stab you in your face. So you're not going to have that with either of these pencil brushes. The hairs are beautiful and soft and smooth. No stabbing, no feeling like you've got needles going into the eye, the skin around the eye. They're really nice little brushes, and again, great for doing detail work and having a lot of control over the makeup that you're applying to your face and specifically your eyes. Next in the core collection is the number 4 brush. This is an angled face brush. So I particularly like this for contour. I also like it for applying blush. I have used it for applying highlight as well, and you can use it for foundation. Now, I would say it's probably a little bit too small for bronzing, especially if you've got a gigantic forehead like me. However, with creams, it would, like if you're going to use a cream bronzer, it would be quite good because again, it has that beautiful density and structure, but it's also soft. So you're going to get a really good blend with it. The last brush in the core collection is the number 5, which I did compare to the 24 before. And again, just a reminder, different cut, and also it's not as dense as the 24. So this is going to be an all-rounder for your cheek jobs. You can use it for bronzing, for blush. You could use it even for contour. This brush, if we look at it at different angles, so she's a bit wide here, we twist it, gets a little bit thinner, and you can see that it doesn't really have a point, but it does. It tapers off. It's cut in a way that the hairs are sort of shorter on the outer edge and then they get longer on the inside, which gives you some control. For example, you could, let's say this is a highlighter, you can pick up a little bit of highlighter on the tip of the brush and you can go in like this. It's going to apply highlighter. So you can pretty much do any cheek job with it. When you look at a brush like this, don't be limited by what you think you need to use it for. Remember that you can angle a brush to sort of work to your face shape. If you're looking for a big like sweeping blush application, then you probably want to use the whole section of the widest part of the brush. But if you're going for a little bit more of a contour like application, use the tip of the brush, you know, like you're not limited by anything. Let's move into individual brushes. This is the number 12. So it is basically a smudge brush. I personally really like these for applying cream eye products. So pack it on, like get it all over the eyelid, and then you can use it to sort of smudge and blend things out. Now, they don't have too much in their range that is similar to this. If we take a look at some of the brushes that I've recently talked about, you can see here we've got the 2 little pencil brushes. Let's do it this one. No, I'm struggling. Help, too many brushes. So we've got the 2 pencil brushes, and then we have the like eyeshadow packing and blending brush. You can see that it is unique in its shape and within their range. Great little brush. Look, you can honestly use this for everything. It's not just for cream products. You can use it to apply powders. You can use it to blend powders out. Do whatever you want with it. It's a great little brush. Again, the hairs are soft, but they're dense, which gives them like structure, and they've got a bit of like, I don't like to use the word stiffness because I feel like people associate that with scratchy hard brushes. It's absolutely not the case, but it gives it like it's got some like firmness to it. It's got some punch. It's not gonna like, you know, flick hairs all over the place and not blend stuff out. It's got some guts. That's what it's got. All right, let's get into my favorite section, the blending brushes. These are their eye blending brushes. Let me make sure I got them in order. I don't. They go from smallest to largest. So we have the number 13, the number 14, the number 15, and the number 16. So what we have here are all eye blending brushes. So we have an itty bitty like mini sized one, which is definitely up there with one of my favorites, but my absolute favorite is actually this guy here. It is perfect for my eye size. I can actually get into the outer corner of my eye and apply like a matte eyeshadow and blend it out easily without getting eyeshadow all down here, because when we get into the bigger brushes, that is generally an issue for me, and that is why I gravitate towards smaller blending brushes. If you've watched pretty much any of my makeup videos or any of my brush videos, I always harp on about how I love small blending brushes, and that's because I have small eyes. If you have larger eyes though, obviously you're going to want to like go towards these guys. You're going to gravitate towards them. Now, in saying that these guys are my favorite, let's not say that these are bad. Don't take it like that. It's not at all. The number 15 I like to use to apply like my transition color, because it gets up in the crease. It's got good density, but also it's got some nice movement. So it's gonna pick up product well, apply it well. It's not gonna go on patchy, but it's also gonna have the structure to blend it out and soften my edges, so I don't look like I painted on eyeshadow with my fingertip. Then we have the number 16. Now, I feel like I do need to show you the differences here. The 16 is longer and it is a lot more tapered. And what I like about that brush is it does, apparently there's doves now. It does give you the control to sort of get like right into small areas with that tip. These blending brushes are all winners for me. I have multiple of them. I love them. They're fantastic. And even though I do gravitate more towards the smaller brushes, it doesn't mean that I don't use or absolutely adore the larger brushes. They're always bloody dirty. Let's talk about brush number 17. So this is, okay, mine's dirty. I don't know. Yeah, you can see that. I've been using it, and there's another one. Okay, so confession time. I tried to wash all of my brushes to film this video, and look, Rephr brushes have been a huge part of my makeup application routine since I got them. They're never all clean. Most of them are always dirty, and I'm like, God damn, I'm running out of good brushes because I use them all the time. Anyway, number 17, it's dirty. I apologize. No, I don't apologize, because a dirty brush is a sign of a loved brush. Anyway, this is a little like flat top sort of blender. I like this for foundation, but it is small enough to also apply concealer. It's great for anything cream. Anything cream that needs a bit of like structure to blend stuff into the skin. Foundation, concealer, cream bronzer, cream contour, cream blush, cream highlight, liquid anything, cream anything. I love it for this. Sure, you could totally use it for powders as well. I just love this for liquids and creams. That's my love. Next brushes are the number 18 and the number 19. The 18 is the smaller brush. The 19 is the slightly larger brush. Now, okay, elephant in the room. Why does this one look different? I can't find my matte black 18. It's here somewhere. I've got three places in the house. I've got three places in the house where I have makeup brushes. I've got my clean brushes, which are over here. It's not in there. I've got my currently being used brushes, which is in here or in my bedroom. Might be in there. I don't think so, because I did look. Or it's in the dirty brush tub. And that is, finding it in there is an event. But I do have it. It's there somewhere, but it doesn't matter. This is exactly what the brush looks like. Your ferrule and handle will just be matte black. So the number 18 and the number 19, what are the big differences? Well, you can probably see that the number 19 hairs are longer and it's a little bit wider at the base. The other big difference, if I give them a twist, you'll be able to see that the 18 is round and the 19 is flat on one edge. So it's a wide here, and then you twist it on the edge and it's flatter. Now I use these for cheek jobs. Oh my god, I nearly hit myself in the face with that. I use it for like cheek work. So blush, highlight, contour. You could definitely use a 19 for bronzing as well, but for me, with my gigantic forehead, it's not a, like, I need something bigger. I need the number 25 for that job. Okay, so I really like these mostly for highlight. You might look at the number 19 and think that's too big for highlight, but it's really not, because this is the wide angle, and then if you twist it, you get the thin angle or the flat angle, and it's very similar to the number 18, but they both work beautifully for highlight. It's, you know, if you've got a brush that is, you know, different on one angle, remember that you can use it on different angles and you can get different application techniques out of it. I really like them both. Beautiful for blush as well. You know, small head, big forehead, small head. My forehead is literally like pretty much yeah, you guys get it. So I like brushes like that because they give me some control. The last brush is the number 20. It is a fan brush and it's dirty. I'm sorry. It's in my currently being used brushes. So love a little fan brush. Great for, you know, the reason why I will typically reach for a fan brush these days over something like this, and don't get me wrong, these are always bloody dirty, but if the fan brush is clean, I'm gonna reach for it because I can do highlight application here, I can move up here and do this one as well, I can do these ones, I can do this one, and then sometimes I'm like, oh, and let's do here and here and here and here. So I like it because it's really versatile in that way. Whereas if I look at something like this guy, the 18, when it comes to doing like my nose or my cupid's bow, it can get a little bit big. Whereas the fan brush, I can use just the very like edge of the brush and have a little bit more control. So I love a fan brush too. And of course, everyone has their preferences of what they like to use brushes for. To be honest, I'm very much make the brush work for you kind of person. If a brush that is, you know, designed to do one thing, but I can make it do 5 other things, I'm totally going to do that. I do have 2 more brushes here. They're currently out of stock on the Rephr website, and I'm not sure if they're going to be coming back in stock for the holiday season. They might simply have sold out of them because they're fantastic brushes, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. But in case they do come back into stock at some time in the future, and people are looking at this video simply for information about the brushes and to compare the brushes and help them choose which ones they would want to buy, I want to have like as much complete information as I can give you. So these brushes are the 22 and the 21. That annoyed me. The 21 and the 22. So the 21 is an eyeshadow packing brush. You can see that there. If we compare it to, let me find it. Okay, here it is, the number 2. You'll be able to see the differences there. The bristles are longer and it is, if I can get them on the right angle, it's thinner. So fantastic, like picking up eyeshadow, applying it. I also use it very often for creams. This is always dirty because I use it for my Australis Gold Gaga. Oh my god, that literally like left my brain. I could not think of the name of it, which is shocking to me because if you've been around for a while, you know how long I've been using that product. But it's great for those types of products. Fantastic for creams, but also really good for powder eyeshadows as well. And if you are looking for a concealer type brush, you can totally use this to conceal under the eyes. Again, totally fine using it with creams and liquids. Just don't let it steep in it for 6 months before you wash it. And the last brush that I have here is the 22. So this is going to be your nice big fluffy face brush. You can use this to apply powder to set your face. You could even use it if you use a powder foundation. You could totally buff it in with this. You can use it for bronzing. You can use it for large body highlight areas. If we compare it to the 25, which is the brush that is going to be currently available in the holiday set, you can see the differences there. It is a big fluffy brush, gorgeous. I also use this to sort of, like, if I don't want to contour but I'm gonna bronze, I will totally take the, where am I? This side, Hailey. I will pick up my bronzer on this and I will like do the whole thing, even sort of in here in the contouring or the area where you would typically contour rather than bronze. I don't care, I just use my bronzer in there. I'm like everywhere. Make me look like I've seen the sun this year. So that is Rephr's repertoire. I think I've covered all of the brushes in their range. And look, based on my experience using them over the last, I think it's been almost a year and a half, I really, really like these brushes. They're beautiful quality. I love the aesthetic of them, the matte black handles. You know, they're natural hair bristles. They are goat hair, manufactured in Japan. They're just, it's what you would expect from a good quality makeup brush. The brushes also hold up really well, which I think is super important if someone is investing a fair chunk of money into a natural hair brush. You want to know that it's going to withstand the test of time. And no, I haven't had all of these brushes for as long as some others, but based on my experience so far, they've been fantastic. Natural hair brushes can have a tendency to sort of splay. Now, if you've got a really good quality hair, then it is less likely to occur than if you've got, say, a crappy natural hairbrush. But it does still happen. And I think my top tips for maintaining the health of a natural hairbrush is to always use a gentle brush cleaner. Make sure that you rinse that brush cleaner out really thoroughly. And when it comes to drying your brushes, what I do is I take a terry toweling cloth and I squeeze it around the brush like this. Never like this, obviously. You know, go squeeze it in the direction that the hairs are laying, so that, you know, you are just doing one more thing to maintain the structure of the brush. And then I like to take a brush guard. This is the actual branded brush guard, but these days you can get them so much cheaper from so many places. Slip it over the base of the brush, pop it up like that, and allow it to dry. If you've never used these, I will just say, in summer, I find that like 24 hours is plenty of time to allow the brushes to dry. In winter, you're going to need a bit longer. And then what I like to do after 24 hours or 48 hours, if it's winter, I take it off and then I let the brush air dry a little bit further in case there's any like dampness still in the core of the brush. But they, you know, they look gorgeous. I've got some brushes here that I've had for ages, and you know, they look like new, and I can't even tell you how many times I've used them. Just looking after them carefully has maintained basically what a new brush looks like. So I love my Rephr brushes. I think they're fantastic, and they fit in with like my other high quality brushes, Hakuhodo, Chikuhodo. I've got Ray Morris brushes. Well, I've got original natural hair Ray Morris brushes. That has changed now because she makes synthetic brushes. Sonia G, I put Rephr in that category of quality and luxe. And I think they, you know, they've they've made a place for themselves in that sort of category of brushes. They are beautiful quality. All right, guys, so I think I'm going to wrap that up there. Reminder, Rephr does have 20% off on all of their individual brushes. They also have the holiday set, which is retailing for $116, let me double check. $116 for the holiday set. The core collection is $88. There will be a link in the description box. It's going to be an affiliate link, but if you don't want to use that, you can just go straight to their website, and the brushes are all on sale. You can, you know, whatever you want to do. If you have used any Rephr brushes, feel free to leave your comments in the comment section. I know whenever I make brush videos, I get a lot of people like asking questions and stuff like that, and I feel like people, when they're going into the world of buying a luxury brush, they're a bit hesitant, especially if it's their first time delving into it. And I think people just want as much information as they can get. So if you have something else to add to this, feel free to do that down in the comments section. It helps people to make good purchasing decisions. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.